Stick to my goal, come to the road, now it doesn't fall.
Why would they do that? Why would they do this to my baby? This my baby. This is my baby. They took my heart away from me.
They know how she got left back here. They know it. And I need for y'all to tell us because I want to know what happened to my little sister.
The woman you see here, gliding on skates as if she were born with wheels instead of feet, is Beauty Couch, a vibrant 21-year-old famous TikToker whose dead body would be found near her car. Her videos showed joy, rhythm, and effortless movement. But behind this viral glow, no one could have imagined the nightmare that would unfold. On August 23, 2023, Cobb County Police received a chilling call: a brush fire burning near the intersection of Jerkins Boulevard and Lander Street. Nothing about the call hinted at what they were about to uncover. Firefighters raced to the scene, expecting a routine blaze, but the moment they arrived, the air shifted. A car engulfed in flames. At first glance, it seemed like a routine emergency, but as authorities investigated further, the situation grew far more troubling. In the woods, just a short distance from where the car had been on fire, amidst the dense trees and undergrowth, they found Beauty's lifeless body. Beauty's body lay in a secluded spot. The positioning, the distance from the car, this was no accident, and it was no coincidence. The vibrant young woman who once skated with such freedom had been silenced in a way no one deserved. And as investigators stood in that quiet patch of woods, one thing became painfully clear. Someone had wanted to end Beauty in the most brutal way. Worst off, her final moments hidden. But before that, let me take you back to how it all began. This is the tragic life and death of Beauty Couch.
Years ago. Goddamn. Years ago. I need you to work your legs, ho. Work your legs, ho. I need you to work your legs, ho.
Beauty Katera Couch, a 22-year-old from Austell, Georgia, was a beloved young woman whose vibrant personality and infectious energy touched everyone she encountered. Known for her kind-hearted nature, she was described by those close to her as someone who never met a stranger and always brought warmth to any room. Beauty had deeply rooted connections with her loved ones, and among them she shared an especially strong bond with her sister, Lilia Brown. It was no surprise then when Lilia became one of the loudest and most passionate voices advocating for justice in the wake of her tragic death.
Her mother, deeply saddened by the loss, fondly recalled that her daughter never bothered nobody, always striving to be a friend to everyone. Beauty's passion for dancing and skating was something that defined her. From a young age, Beauty was drawn to dancing and skating, quickly developing remarkable skills that earned her recognition in local skating competitions. Over time, her love for the sport transformed into a platform for teaching skating, as she began offering skating lessons to beginners on popular social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok. Her Instagram account became a haven for skating enthusiasts, showcasing her graceful twirls and smooth glides on skates, often accompanied by her friends who admired her magnetic spirit. She wasn't just skating for herself, she was sharing her joy with the world. So talented and skilled was Beauty that she began offering paid lessons to those who wished to learn the art of roller skating, quickly gaining a significant following. Beauty's account soon amassed nearly 150,000 followers, all of whom were captivated by her unique energy and undeniable charm. Beyond her passion for skating, Beauty was also a dedicated college student, balancing her studies with her online presence and skating career. But her social media wasn't just about skating, it was about self-love, empowerment, and overcoming anxiety. She shared her journey with her followers, offering words of encouragement to anyone who struggled with self-doubt, reminding them that beauty came in all shapes and sizes. Through her openness, she became a source of inspiration, using her platform to encourage others to find peace, chase their dreams, and embrace their true selves. But despite her growing success, Beauty's life behind the scenes wasn't without its challenges. While her social media painted a picture of joy and confidence, her personal life was far more complicated. She was struggling with issues that she kept largely hidden from her followers, which now, in hindsight, would have been important to address. Her tragic death, which came as a complete shock to everyone who knew her, left family, friends, and the entire skating community grappling for answers. What happened to this bright, talented young woman who had so much ahead of her? What dark secrets were hidden beneath the surface of a seemingly perfect life? As we take a closer look at the events leading up to her untimely passing, we would uncover a series of discoveries that no one could have anticipated. On August 23, 2023, a chilling event would unfold in the quiet town of Austell, Georgia. The Cobb County Police receive an alarming call reporting a brush fire near the intersection of Jerkins Boulevard and Lander Street. Firefighters responded quickly, ready to handle what appeared to be just another fire. However, when they arrived, they found something far more disturbing: a car engulfed in flames. At first glance, it seemed like a routine emergency, but as authorities investigated further, the situation grew far more troubling. The vehicle turned out to belong to none other than 22-year-old Beauty Couch, mother. But this grim discovery was only the beginning of an even darker tale. Upon confirming the car's ownership through its registration, the authorities made the difficult decision to expand their investigation. They returned to the site where the car had been found, searching the surrounding area for any additional clues. What they uncovered next was nothing short of horrifying. In the woods, just a short distance from where the car had been torched, amidst the dense trees and undergrowth, the scene that greeted investigators was grim, heart-wrenching. They found Beauty's lifeless body. Beauty's body lay in a secluded spot.
The body they found matched the description of the popular skater, but although she was found, police still don't have many leads to follow.
The discovery escalated the investigation into a full-fledged homicide probe, as authorities began to suspect foul play. Something darker than a simple fire had occurred.
When they went and spoke to the owner, that's when they discovered that their daughter had not been seen since the previous morning. That's what led them back to the incident location, trying to see if maybe she was nearby. And that's when they found her in the woodline.
For Beauty's family, the news was a devastating blow. Her parents and loved ones were in shock, grappling with the horrifying reality that their vibrant, loving daughter had been taken from them in such a violent manner.
Someone knows something and how she got left back here. They know how she got left back here. They know it. And I need for y'all to tell us, because I want to know what happened to my little sister.
Why would they do that? Why would they do this to my baby? This my baby. This is my baby. They took my heart away from me.
As the investigation unfolded, the unsettling possibility that someone had intentionally harmed Beauty lingered in the air. Why was Beauty left in the woods? Who could have done this to such a sweet and innocent soul? The discovery was a grim moment for all involved. The police, in their investigation, acknowledged that without the fire, it's possible that they would have never found Beauty's body. The blaze seemed to have been a crucial clue in the investigation, leading them back to the woods where they found her.
Had we not went back and checked, she could have never been found. And the car, if it wasn't set on fire, it could have been years before it was found.
The discovery of Beauty Couch's body set off a wave of concern and confusion throughout the Austell community. Cobb County Police, in partnership with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the GBI, immediately began their investigation into her death. What started as a seemingly routine brush fire call quickly became a homicide case. Authorities were left with more questions than answers. How did Beauty end up in the woods? Who was responsible for her death? Why was her car set on fire? Investigators were determined to piece together the fragmented clues, starting with the scene of the crime itself. Upon further inspection of the area, the police discovered disturbing details. They learned that Beauty had been missing since the morning of August 23, the day her car was found engulfed in flames. Her family had last seen her the night before, but by the following morning, she was nowhere to be found.
When they went and spoke to the owner, that's when they discovered that their daughter had not been seen since the previous morning. That's what led them back to the incident location, trying to see if maybe she was nearby.
The authorities were able to confirm that Beauty's car had been set ablaze deliberately. However, the more pressing question remained: who had set it on fire and why? As the investigation unfolded, the police began looking into Beauty's life, trying to identify anyone who might have had a motive to harm her. While Beauty was adored by friends and family, there were still unanswered questions about her personal life that piqued investigators' interest. They delved into her social media presence, her relationships, and her past, hoping to uncover any possible clues that could explain why she was left in the woods. Despite their efforts, however, investigators found little to shed light on what had happened. No clear motives emerged, and while several individuals were looked into, none were immediately connected to the crime. Beauty's online presence painted the picture of a well-loved, successful woman, but her personal relationships remained somewhat murky. The lack of solid leads only deepened the mystery of her death. As the weeks went by, it seemed that every angle they explored led to a dead end. The investigators were left frustrated with the haunting questions about Beauty's untimely demise hanging in the air, unanswered. The police were determined to get to the truth, but with few leads to follow, the case grew cold. Beauty's family was left in shock. The grief they felt was immeasurable, and their hearts were broken. Beauty's sister, still in disbelief, made a passionate plea for anyone who knew something to come forward.
Someone knows something and how she got left back here. They know how she got left back here. They know it. And I need for y'all to tell us, because I want to know what happened to my little sister.
Her words echoed the desperate cries of a family that was just starting to comprehend the full scope of their loss. Family members described Beauty as a loving, kind-hearted person who always looked out for others. They were adamant that she didn't deserve what happened to her. Beauty's mother also spoke out, devastated that her daughter's life had been taken away so violently.
They burned my baby car up. They burned my baby car up. They treated her like she was a dog. I don't like that. And she had seen my baby in 24 hours. She should have called me and let me know that she had seen my baby in 24 hours. She should have let me know.
Despite the anguish, Beauty's family remained hopeful that someone would come forward with information. The community rallied around them, offering their support and urging anyone with knowledge of the incident to step forward. In the midst of the unfolding tragedy, the investigation would take a chilling turn.
On August 24th, after weeks of searching for answers, a break in the case came when authorities made an arrest in connection with the homicide of Beauty Couch. Eugene Louis Jacques, a 21-year-old man, was apprehended in Louisiana and charged with murder, arson, and aggravated assault.
Developing closer to home, a man is in custody for the murder of a 22-year-old woman in Cobb County. Police say 21-year-old Eugene Louis Jacques is suspected of killing Beauty Couch Wednesday morning, then setting her car on fire. Loved ones say Couch had so much promise. She was attending college and was an Instagram influencer.
The St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Proactive Enforcement Unit located Eugene, who was soon after taken into custody. Efforts were swiftly made to extradite him to Cobb County to face the charges. While the arrest provided some sense of relief, the details surrounding the motive for this heinous crime remain shrouded in mystery. Authorities have yet to disclose the connection between Eugene Louis Jacques and Beauty Couch, leaving family members, friends, and the public to speculate about the reasons behind such a brutal act. Investigators have remained tight-lipped, acknowledging only that they are exploring every lead to understand what led to Beauty's tragic end. However, the silence surrounding the investigation only deepened the mystery. What made the arrest even more unsettling was the fact that Jacques, a relatively unknown figure in Beauty's life, had not been mentioned in previous discussions of her personal relationships. The sudden twist raised more questions than answers. Why was he involved in Beauty's death? Had Beauty been targeted by someone she knew, or was she the victim of a random act of violence? As the investigation continued, these questions lingered, unsettling both the community and her family. Further complicating matters, reports later revealed that Eugene had a criminal background, though it was unclear whether this had any direct link to Beauty. Investigators began to focus on whether there were signs of a deeper connection between the two that hadn't been immediately apparent. The authorities also looked into Eugene's activities leading up to the murder, tracking his movements and interactions in an attempt to uncover more information about his relationship with Beauty. In the meantime, the search for answers was still in its early stages, with investigators combing through every detail, unsure of where the trail might lead. What also troubled the community was the discovery that the car fire and Beauty's body were not coincidental. The car had been set on fire deliberately, a gruesome act that hinted at a calculated attempt to destroy evidence. This pointed to a premeditated crime, one that required planning and deliberate action. Firefighters who initially responded to the fire had no idea they were about to uncover a much darker story than they could have imagined. As a result, the charred remains of Beauty's vehicle only added to the horror of what had already transpired. Amid all this confusion and pain, Beauty's family was still grappling with the shocking revelation that someone outside their circle was behind her senseless murder.
That guy that was buying her flowers and taking her out and, making her smile at one point, how did it get here? I just can't believe this.
Though an arrest had been made, the pain and confusion lingered. In the weeks that followed, family members were determined to keep Beauty's memory alive, using social media and local advocacy to call for justice. They vowed to keep pushing for answers, hoping that the arrest of Eugene Louis Jacques was only the beginning of unraveling the full story behind the crime. But the full story of what happened to Beauty Couch is far from over. As the investigation continues to unfold, more details are expected to emerge. Whether there is a hidden motive, or if Beauty had unknowingly crossed paths with someone dangerous, is something the authorities will soon hopefully uncover. For now, the family waits, knowing the battle for the truth is far from over, and every new piece of evidence brings them closer to understanding the devastating loss they've suffered.
The public response to Beauty's murder was swift, with the entire community of Austell coming together to mourn the loss of a beloved young woman. Local residents, friends, and even strangers were deeply affected by the tragedy. Beauty had been known for her generosity, her passion for life, and her love for skating, and it seemed almost impossible that such a vibrant person could have been taken so suddenly and violently. As news spread, many residents gathered to pay tribute to Beauty, lighting candles and leaving flowers in her memory. Social media platforms were flooded with tributes, with many people expressing their shock and sorrow at the news of her death. Friends and family shared memories of her infectious smile, her talent for skating, and her commitment to helping others. The family's commitment to justice is unwavering, and they continue to ask for help, praying that the answers will soon come and the person responsible for her death will be held accountable. As for the community, they remain united in grief and determination. They are adamant that this tragedy should not be forgotten, and they are committed to ensuring that Beauty's story leads to the protection of others as well as justice for a life that was stolen far too soon. In the meantime, the investigation continues, with police diligently reviewing evidence, speaking to potential witnesses, and following any leads that might come their way. Beauty's family and the entire community are waiting for the day when they finally get the answers they have been desperately seeking. As we conclude, Beauty Couch's life remains a testament to the power of passion, kindness, and resilience. Her family, her friends, and the countless people who were touched by her spirit are united in their fight for justice. The search for answers continues, but one thing is certain: Beauty's legacy will not be forgotten. Let us all continue to support her family in this quest for truth. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this story intriguing, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.